Hello and welcome. My name is Jake. I'm here with Gaj. We are the Smash Bros, if you will, of the office. Both of us have seen this new trailer for Super Smash Bros. For Switch many times now, and we are very, very excited.
Oh, yeah.
I think one of the biggest topics of discussion, though, that I've seen mostly pop up is this a remaster or is this a brand new Super Smash Bros. Game?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of signs point to it being a remaster, like Mario Kart, Bayonetta, like a ton of games have been ported from the Wii U over to the Switch, so it would make sense for it to be a Smash Deluxe, especially coming in 2018. That's awfully soon.
Yeah, and I don't know if you remember with 2014, we were getting trailers and Nintendo Directs leading up to the release of that game for 2 years. So 2018 seems super quick.
Yeah, I mean, I know they'll do some more Directs and show us some trailers, but I don't know if they can build the same hype like they did with the Wii U one with the sheer amount of trailers they were pumping out for it.
Yeah. One thing, though, to point out, though, is that Sakurai has actually been working on this game for the last, I think, 2 years is what I've seen in secret, which is big because after Smash 2014, he was pretty burnt out.
Yeah, it took quite a toll on his body, so for him to actually come out and say that was quite surprising. But
yeah.
Also does lead to the fact that maybe it is a brand new game. Like, maybe it's something he didn't want people to get too much hype around and just have it come out all at once.
Yeah, and another thing to point out is the logo. The logo and font, a lot of people have actually pointed this out by now, but they do look different. Slightly different, but they do look different. So what do you think? Do you think it's going to be a remaster, or do you think it is going to be a new Super Smash Bros. Game?
I think it'll be similar to what you were talking about earlier with Splatoon 2. I think it will be a brand new game, but it'll be very reminiscent to the Wii U one, where it'll be very similar mechanics, probably a lot of the same characters, but it'll be branded as a brand new Smash.
Yeah, I'm thinking it'll be like a Splatoon 2 situation where it's very similar. It's built on the same foundation, but it'll add new characters, new stages, a new UI. Because I remember the UI in the Wii U one was pretty messy.
It was.
So that's kind of where I'm putting my money right now. I don't think it'll be as different as Brawl was to 2014, or Melee was to Brawl, or 1 was to Melee, of course. But then after watching the trailer, there are some things we do know about this already. Not a lot, but there are a couple things we do know. The big one, obviously, the Inklings are in the game.
Right, they even let off the trailer with the Inklings, which was a nice touch, because when they first did that, I was like, great, another Splatoon thing?
Yeah, it was like the final announcement is Splatoon.
Right, it's like Octo expansion, another Splatoon, like really Splatoon 3 already?
Yeah.
But it was nice to see the Smash logo in the eye showing that, you know what, we are getting Smash, and it's something very, very different.
Yeah, and something else, we saw Breath of the Wild Link, which has me thinking of a couple different things. Could it be another costume for Link? Could it be another Link? Because we had Young Link at one point. We have Toon Link. We've got Adult Link. So do you think it could be we have Adult Link because they can't get rid of that Link?
Right.
And then a Breath of the Wild Link? Or do you think it'll just be the old Link with a new costume?
So I think we'll actually get a brand new Link. Like, I think the moveset and like the amount of variety they can change with a brand new Link would be kind of cool. I think it might mean we lose Toon Link or we might lose Young Link.
Yeah, I don't think they can change that Link. He's been there too long, but yeah, I think we're gonna get a new Link, and I think he'll be using like his up and B will be Rivali's Gale or something like that. So I think that'll be really cool. And just Breath of the Wild Link was so different in terms of how it's played, and there's so much to tap into, I think. But then there's also some other returning characters. Obviously, you see Mario's silhouette, but then in the background there's another silhouette. It's really tough to pick things out back there.
Right.
People have tried, but the only ones that I see are Donkey Kong and Bowser.
Bowser was quite obvious, but some people had mentioned that one of the silhouettes looked a lot like one of the ARMS characters, which would make sense since it's one of the Nintendo's own like first party games. So seeing an ARMS character would not shock me at all. Yeah,
it seems like a perfect fit. I probably wouldn't play the ARMS character too much, but you never know.
Yeah.
This game is supposed to come out in 2018. We mentioned that earlier. My best guess, it would be fall. I think November. I think as late as possible.
I mean, I think that would make sense. Like, the original Smash Brothers came out in Japan, I believe it was in 1999, so we're coming really close to the 20-year anniversary. So having it come out in fall would make total sense to align with that 20th anniversary timeline.
We've kind of gone over what we've seen, what we think will happen, but what do you hope happens with this new Smash Bros. Game?
I mean, first and foremost, I hope we get a ton of new characters. Like, for me personally, I want Gino to make it in the game. Like, I've been clamoring
talking about him
for
for a while. One thing that I hope is that I hope they build off the new roster rather than kind of pick and choose, like kind of cut ones that they don't think work anymore. They've done that. They kind of did that with Roy, right? He was out of Brawl, and they brought him back in Melee, or in 2014, and like Wolf and Snake and stuff like that. I hope they keep everyone in the last Super Smash Bros. Game and bring them over. Because I'm attached to a lot of those characters, like Lucina, for example.
I mean, I think it'd be cool if they actually brought back like every character who's ever been in a Smash. Since we are nearing the 20th anniversary, it would be a cool homage to actually see every character who's ever been in it somehow show up as a playable option. I know the roster would be gigantic at that point, but it'd be a really cool nod to the series.
Yeah, I agree. And you also mentioned using the GameCube controller too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we found out in October that GameCube controller support is added to the Switch, and you can play a lot of the games with it. So it would make total sense to have Smash capable of playing with the GameCube controller, because that is still, to me, one of the most ideal ways of playing Smash. Like, I know you got used to the Pro controller.
I did, but that's because I couldn't get one of those stupid
the
adapter things, because they were in such high demand.
I mean, hopefully they're much more abundant now, but that definitely seems like the ideal way to play Smash, unless they were to make a brand new controller for it.
Yeah. And finally, I think the last thing that I really hope for is that they continue to support this game for a long time. One of the great things about Smash 2014 was that they did have DLC. Mm-hmm. They were adding new characters, and that added a ton of life to the game. But I think it would be so cool if they built this game with a solid foundation that they continually update throughout the Switch's lifetime, add new characters, stages. That would be ideal for me. Like, I don't necessarily need a new Smash Bros. This generation, and they probably won't have a new one after this. So I think if they just continually update this until the Switch is done, or at least for a couple years, I would be in heaven.
It would be great. Like, I loved how in the Wii U we kept getting those DLC characters, like even characters like Bayonetta was added to it. And it'd be great as we're getting more third-party support for the Switch to even see some of those characters show up in there. Like, it'd be great to see like Shovel Knight in there. It'd be great to see Bayonetta make a return. Even Cloud from Square Enix, and to that point, Gino. But it'd just be great to see more unique characters added to the roster.
So finally, the last question I have for you. You kind of just talked about it now, especially with Gino, but are there any characters you really want to see other than Gino in Super Smash Bros?
Yeah, I would actually love to see Snake make a return. I thought he was a very unique addition to Brawl, a very tough character to play as, but I love how different he was. And I would love to see someone like Wolf or even King K. Rool would be a cool one to see in there.
Yeah, those would all be great additions. I know people are sick of Fire Emblem characters, but I'm still holding out that Tarja from Fire Emblem Awakening makes it in, because she is spell-based, and most of the Fire Emblem characters use their swords, which is cool, but that was kind of getting tiring. I don't think that'll happen. I don't think they're going to be adding any new characters from Awakening.
Right.
But you never know. I'm excited to see who they come up with anyway, because usually what happens is they'll add a character that I don't think I like, and I'll play him, and I'll be like, oh wait, this is actually one of my favorite characters.
I mean, with the new Fire Emblem coming out for the Switch, it would make sense to add another Fire Emblem character. So if it's not Tarja, maybe some spell-based one, and hopefully not a sword-based one.
Yeah. If you want to see more characters that we'd like to see in Super Smash Bros., we do have a gallery up on GameSpot.com that outlines 20 characters that we want to see. And I think that about wraps up our discussion. Let us know what you think. Are there any characters you want to see? What do you think is going to happen? Is this a remaster, or is this a brand new Super Smash game?